Are you a builder in Bloxburg who wants to build realistically and build like all those houses you see on social media? Well, that's what you're going to be learning today. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build a realistic house cheaply and like a pro. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Alright, so this side will be our do's and this side will be our don'ts. And for this video, I'm going to be doing one single room just for an example. And the first thing you're going to want to do is do a good layout. Now the don'ts is to have a square box like this, but now I'm going to show you how to do an actual good layout. So let's say you want to not build a square. You're going to take a wall to it like that, or you could have a little corner area. So this would be a good layout. Now as an example, we're going to be doing a living room, and let's move on to the next step. So for tip number 2, try not to use the Bloxburg pre-made windows as they could look a little basic and boring. Now, if you want to go for a much cheaper option, that's totally fine. But if you're going for a realistic vibe, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. You're going to grab a wall and place it wherever you want, not in your house area. You're going to delete this later. Into Windows and do one of the shell windows, the frames. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go ahead and head into basic shapes. Now you're going to want to press on the cube and go into transparent cube. So we're going to resize it to be the size of our window. So let's just do that for a moment. You could really do any design you want. Here, I'll put some up on the screen. Those are ones you could also do, but I'm just choosing this random design. So I'm going to go for, I think, metal for the frame and the structural. So we're just going to go ahead and color all of those. You're going to want to make sure you do that after so it doesn't blend in too much. And then for the actual window basic shape, you're going to want to search up foil and use that with the black or any color window tint of your choice. Now if you look at the two side by side, you could clearly see the difference. Now let's move on. Alright, next thing you're going to want to do is hollow gable roofs. Now I'm going to give you a tutorial on this right now. So first what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into build and grab a floor. And by the way, if all of this is too much money for you, I have 2 videos up on how to make money in Bloxburg, which the links will be in the description. And there'll also be a corner on top over there. Alright, so here's what the inside looks like, and of course the outside isn't perfect, it looks horrible, but we're not focusing on the outside today. And if you want me to do a landscaping or outside tutorial, let me know in the comments down below. So the 4th tip is to get inspiration. Now, I know you've probably heard that sentence way too many times, but I promise you it really does help. If you go to any social media platform, YouTube, TikTok, X, Pinterest, especially Pinterest, Reddit, etc., you can find so much inspiration, and even real life images can inspire you. I have a Pinterest account, which is linked in the description, and I'll put it up on the screen right now, so you can go follow me for inspiration, decal codes, etc. I'm going to start posting on there more often. Alright, so you're going to place a big wall like you did with the windows, and go ahead and to decorate. Search up a floor decal code for Bloxburg, and I'm going to give you one that I'm using right now. Alright, so here's a decal I am using. It's going to be 15890605253, and it's going to look like this. Now it looks a little crappy now, but I promise you it's going to look way better. Alright, so now we're going to go into build, and we're going to get a basic shape again. Basic shapes in this are our best friend always. The resize tool and the transform tool. So we're going to grab that, and we are going to move this onto the basic shape, and then move that inside. Alright, so this is what our flooring is going to look like, and for the rest of this video, I am not going to give you specific furniture or decor instructions, but I am going to give you some really important tips on how to decorate. Alright, so here I am in my New York City build, which is a work in progress so far, but I want to explain you guys something which is going to be a little difficult to understand, but make sure your environment feels like the goal you're working for. This goes into the category of landscaping, but a little more vague than that. It's kind of essentially like indoor landscaping, except without plants. You have to make sure your environment feels like the goal you're trying to make. Like, let's say you're making a rainforest build. You're gonna want the people in your house, the people looking at your content, the people looking at your video, to hear the rain, to see the forest, to see the mist in the air. For example, if you're making New York City, make sure you see the graffiti and the dark trees and the cars and the street and the sidewalk, etc. Make sure to feel the energy, to feel the vibe. And let's move on. Alright, tip number 8 is to decorate your house with custom plants. Now, I believe I have a video explaining it with a tutorial, so if you want to just check my channel page, go right ahead. But if not, of course, there's so many videos explaining how to do this. Making indoor plants custom, kind of like what we saw on tip number 6, I believe, which was the floors. Make sure you add so many plants depending on the vibe. If you want to go for a desert vibe, do like a spiky plant or something like that. There are so many detail codes for you to find. So yeah, even in my own bedroom in my house, I have a lot of plants, and it just brightens the room and gives it character and energy and vibes. All right, for my final tip, this is the most important one. Make sure it's you. Make sure it's memorable. Make sure it's unique. Make sure it reflects your character and you. Now you might think, Finicky, this is so deep for a Bloxburg build, but I promise you, if you don't feel your energy and your character reflecting onto your build, then you're gonna end up deleting it within a couple of months, if not weeks. I promise you, don't get frustrated. Do whatever you want. Don't listen to my tutorial video if that's not how you want to do it. Don't listen to YouTubers, content creators. Don't feel discouraged by realistic builds on social media. I promise you those things take years to make, even though it doesn't seem like it. I promise it does. I've tried in the past. It's useless. Make sure it is you. Make sure it is unique, memorable. And yeah, that's all I have for today's video. So thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my Mac revamp reaction video. I'm also going to be doing a couple streams during the week. I post shorts every weekday. I post community posts every weekday. I work so hard. This is my first full video in a long time. I'm back. Thank you to my fans for sticking around, and thank you to newcomers, maybe you watching this video, for coming along. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.